Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, welcome to a new episode of The Rope That Binds Us, ahlusunnah waljama'aah. We've been talking about the importance of being in jama'ah, being together as Muslims, and what the tools and the means which can bring all of us together. Regardless if we are living in a Muslim society or Muslim country, in a sense that it has a Muslim leader, or even not living in a country where there is a Muslim leader leading the society. And we have a large number of Muslims today who are living in a society, in a countries which is ruled by non-Muslim leaders and honest non-Muslims, or if we can say that, non-Islamic system, even though if there is so many of their systems according to the Sharia. But what I'm going to talk about here today, I'm talking about those who living in a countries where there's which ruled by non-Muslims. How also they can interact with their society, how they can be part of that society and this community. Because the Muslim community in any country, which is non-Muslim country, they are part of the society, they are part of the community, and they should not isolate themselves from the society, isolate themselves from the community, because they are part of that society and part of that community. How they can interact with the society and the community, how they can interact with their leaders, I think that's an important issue, even though it needs a special program. But I would like to just talk briefly about some points related to this issue. The non-Muslim ruler in a non-Muslim country, how Muslim will interact with such position. The first point that always people ask me about, living in a non-Muslim country, or what they call the concept of hijrah. First of all, there is a difference of opinions among the Muslim scholars themselves if there is something called a Muslim land and non-Muslim land, an Islamic land or non-Islamic land. There is a different opinion. Some scholars, such as Shawkani, he doesn't believe in categorizing lands to two categories, Islamic lands and non-Islamic lands. He doesn't believe in that. He said, it's all the land of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Other scholars said, no, we can divide the country to a land which is Muslims lands and non-Muslim lands. Then they have a different opinions how to define the Muslim lands and the non-Muslim lands. I'm not going into that. But let's say there is a non-Muslim land or a country. Can a Muslim live in this society or in this country? Is it true that every Muslim should leave a non-Muslim country and move to a Muslim country? I would like to tell those who are very interested about this subject and they always talk about it, I would like to tell them first, have a second and think about the political system in the world today. It's not like 10 centuries ago. It's not like 1000 Hijri ago. The world has been changed. The political system has been reformed in these recent days and modern days to countries, and these countries there is citizen for each country, and there is a visa system if you want to move to a country or to live in a country. Also, when we talk about this, don't only think about the immigrants. There is a large number of people who are from these countries, what you call the non-Muslim countries, who are from the country itself. They're not immigrants, so they don't have another country to move to. And if they want, they have to have a visa, and whatever country they will go to, it will be a temporary move. It's not going to be a permanent move. So keep that in mind when we talk about this issue. Second point I would like to say in regard to this. I believe that the Muslim should live in the place where he feels that he can maintain his iman and he can be beneficial to the people around him. Any place that you can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in it better, and you can be beneficial to the creation, this is your place. This is your home. This is where you should settle. The place that you can be closer to the Creator and beneficial to the creations, this is your place and this is your home and this is your land. For us as a Muslim, everybody related really to, that's true that he feels that he related to the country that he was born or grow up, he love it, even if it's a non-Muslim country. The Prophet ﷺ said to, when he left Mecca, moving to Medina, when he before he exit Mecca completely, he stopped and he looked back to Mecca and he looked at Mecca and he said, "You the most beloved land to my heart." And Mecca in that time was not a Muslim country, was not a Muslim city. It was ruled by the kuffar, by the infidels, and they forced the Prophet ﷺ even to leave because they were trying to kill him. But he still has love to this country and to this land because this is the land he was born and grew up. So this is something natural that you will have love to the society or to the community or to the country where you grow up, where you live, where you maybe you graduate from that country, or you study in that country, or you are married in that country, or you originally from that country, even if it's a non-Muslim. That's something natural to have love and kind of love and loyalty to this land. And this will not contradict the Islamic Sharia or the Sharia's rules. So that's also a point has to be clarified. It is not practical to say that people has to move. Every Muslim, non-Muslim country have to move from that country. I don't see this as a correct approach to this subject, but I believe also the way to judge this is to see yourself, your children, your family. You feel comfortable in the place you're living in. You feel that you can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala freely. You can practice your religion. You are allowed to practice your religion. You are allowed to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to tell people about your belief or not. Do you feel that this place you can be, you are a righteous person? It helps you to be a better Muslim. Can you help other members in the community? Can you benefit and contribute positively to the society that you're living in? This is, I think, the way to judge, or this is the measurement that you should follow to judge if you should stay in this place or you move to another place. And by the way, the concept of hijrah is not only related to hijrah, moving, migrating from non-Muslim country to a Muslim country. It can be done from one city to another, from one side of town to another, where you move from the place that you feel you cannot be beneficial in that place, so you move to another place to be more beneficial, or you can benefit people around you, or even benefit yourself and your family. That's what I believe. That's what I understand from the concept of hijrah. Beside, if there is an opportunity for a person to move to a society where he can be worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala better, that's in this case he should move to that country or that land. I think there is so many details can be added to this issue, but this program may be not the proper program to go in details for this issue. Anyway, let's move to the next point, naturalization and adopting citizenship of a non-Muslim country. First, we have to differentiate between those who are originally from that country, they were born there, so they carry the citizenship of that country, and those who applying and asking for carrying or adopting the citizenship of this country. Is it permissible for a person to do that? It's permissible if there is need for that. If there is need for that. It's permissible if there is need for that. But I want to remind those who adopt a citizenship of other countries, from non-Muslim countries, I remind them that if they took that decision, they have made, they sign a contract between them and this country that they will be a citizen of this country. And that means they have to committed to that country in a sense that they will obey the law of this country. They are willing to stay in this country and to be part of this society. But they cannot live with double standard, because Muslim should not have double standard, should not have two faces, a face which shows that he is a citizen of this country and he's proud to carry their passports and their citizenship, but in the other face which is totally plotting against this country or maybe causing harm to this country. This is not the Muslim. The Muslim cannot be a cheater, betrayer. This is not the etiquette of the Muslims. Participating in the political and electoral system of the country. Can the Muslim participate in the election? I remember I asked Sheikh Muhammad ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, Sheikh ibn Uthaymeen, on phone once about this issue. And the Sheikh said, if the leaders of the Muslims see that there is benefit from participating in such a system or process, the Muslims are allowed to do. If there is no benefit from it, don't do it, because there is no benefit from it. No doubt, me living in America, in a Western society, I know how much important to involve and to be part of the political and the electoral system in the country. It's not about that we have now the number or the power to choose exactly what we want. No, it's about you being recognized. You know, the vote is more powerful than in these civil societies and what you call democratic societies. The vote can be more powerful than the money, more powerful than the rockets and the armies. It's so powerful. That's why when there is a block of vote, people respect those people a lot. So many times I've been told by people in positions in the government, they said, what your community can provide to me. They can vote for me, they can support me when I run in the election. So that vote has power, and if the Muslim can use it for the right cause, not for personal, not for desires, not just to block other people, no, to bring good to the society. I believe the Muslim in the non-Muslim society, they should care about the local issue in their countries. Like, for example, the education system. In these societies, we have problem sometimes with domestic violence. What kind of law it can be legislate to save the families, save the children, provide a health insurance, especially for those who live in America. Things like that. They think about the problems that the society in large facing, and they try to have a role and say about it. Also, one of the questions that people ask about turning to its judiciary system. Can a person go to the court and ask and be judged by the non-Muslim court? If it's related to a civil matters, which is not related to the religious issues, or it's not part of our religion, it's allowed to go to the court to seek your rights. For example, if you have rights, if somebody took your money and you go to the judge in order for you to take your money back, it is permissible. Even some scholars said it's not recommended. But what is not allowed, to go to their judiciary system to take what's Islamically you're not allowed to take. What is Islamically you're not allowed to have. This is what is not permissible in Islam. In the end, also people ask about, let me close with this, about participating in the law enforcement. If your participation will not let you to do something wrong or abuse other, just to promote what is right, like those who are fighting drugs or in the streets to keep the law and order in the streets, and related to domestic violence, to be involved in investigation related, for example, to people smuggling things inside the country, guns or things which is from that nature can harm the people. Those people in this, or firefighters, those law enforcement individuals, actually they are contributing so good to the society, and participating in such jobs is permissible for the Muslim to be part of it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us all. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد.